All right, welcome back to the channel. Today we got some things to install on the truck behind me. Customer brought me a truck, brought me some stuff, Phoenix, cab sleeper panels, air cleaner panels front and back with the lights in them. We're going to be installing two more cab lights, switching them all over to clear lenses. We got a visor, we got some windshield trim. Now, I already know the cab panels are not correct. It's got a DPF box on it, which these will work for the time being, but he wanted the dogleg pieces right here. This one's pretty chewed up, which in this kit he did not get. He was supposed to, but did not. But we didn't know that until we opened the package up. No big deal. We'll figure it out. So if we don't install these, we just got to get the right parts first. But anyways, I'm going to show you how to do a visor. This has a visor on it, has factory brackets, and I'm going to show you how to do cab lights. The switching the lenses parts is easy, but we also have front and rear air cleaner lights, as I said. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to bring you along, show you how to do some things, and what to do, what not to do, and hopefully you guys will learn a little something today. All right? Hang out. All right. Now, I think we're going to start with the visor first. It's going to be an easy job. Now, don't let these things scare you. They can be intimidating. The visor was ordered correctly. There's 3 factory brackets, and you need to make sure that your instructions say there's 3. It is made for 3 factory brackets. Otherwise, it's not going to fit. Now, normally I don't install this style. I usually do the RLK visors, and they just mount on the sides, the center, and the other side, obviously. This is going to mount a little bit differently, so that's why I'm reading instructions. I've got all the brackets out, made sure they're correct. The visor's in the box yet. I don't want to scratch it. I don't need that yet, but I'm going to save on possibly scratching that. I'm going to take the visor off, but when the visor is off, I'm going to do the windshield trim, and I'm also going to do the cab lights because I'm going to be up there leaning over the cab, stuff like that, trying to measure, and I don't want to scratch. But first, before we do any of that, I need to take the overhead console apart. And Peterbilt is easy. You need basically 4 tools with a 5th to get the visor off. So we need a number 3 Phillips, and what that means is it's the next size up from the number 2, which is the common one you use, which would be this one. This is number 2 and a number 3. And if I can get close, you can tell how they're different. This one's a little bit bigger than number 3. You're going to need a number 30 Torx. Now the number 30 Torx is going to be for your CB brackets, that whole thing unbolts. And then the number 3 will be for your visor clips. And I think that's it for this. Number 2 is going to be, since we're going to take the underneath part off, it's going to be for your sun visors. There's 3 screws. The sun visors can pop out then. And then finally, we're going to need a little, just a tiny straight or flat bladed, just a flat. That I'll show you to pry the light out and then to pry the covers off of the sun visors to get at the brackets. The 5th tool I was talking about is going to be, I'll show you. There's 2, I believe they're 10 millimeter bolts, and you're going to need a 10 millimeter socket is what I should say. I have seen some that you'll need a 3/8, and I have seen some that you're going to need a 7/16. It all depends. Maybe somebody's fooled with the truck before, or you know, had the visor off, put the windshields in, but stripped them out, put nutserts in, and then they just put 1/4-inch nutserts in, which that takes a 7/16 socket at that point. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and run you through how to take the overhead console down, and then we can get at the rivets, and that's going to make it easier for us to access things and get at the cab lights, stuff like that. All right? All right. We're over here. I've got my lovely assistant. We're going to actually show you how fast this comes apart. So what you're going to need is a number 3 for these visor clips that she just unclipped. I've got the T30 Torx bit. We're going to take this down right here.
I take, no, that's Torx, huh?
That's Torx.
I'll trade you.
Hold on, this one's being stubborn. You want to take them out? Then put everything up in this tray. Trust me.
You'll still lose a piece, right?
Yep, could be.
Or you might gain pieces when you put it together.
If you can put a truck together with less pieces than the factory, that's basically saying you're going to have pieces left over. I always say that's pretty good. It always helps to have 2 people we can hold things up. This can get kind of heavy once you get the, got it? All right. So I'm going to unscrew the antennas here and the power cord here and the external CB microphone thing. Now I'll put this on the floor in the bunk back by you guys. All right, so little screwdriver, remember? Said little screwdriver. That's for this light. So I'm going to stick it. Hold on. Let's take this off first.
I was asking.
Oh, I guess I wasn't paying attention.
No.
Just want it out of the way.
You know how them husbands listen, wives?
All right.
Just throwing that out there.
That, we're just going to pop this under here. Comes right out, just like that. Then you're going to use it for this clip. Stick it in there, pull it out, just like that. All right. So now, we're going to take this piece out. Basically, we're just going to pull it straight out. You can get your visors out of the way, it don't matter. Got to get a little violent. Okay, that side's out.
I need help. She ain't first.
Now, I'll show you what I... Yeah! Is that... Oh! That's right, I keep forgetting. I'm used to taking ultra cabs apart. Where's my other? Here it is. On the flat top cabs, there's 2 more bolts up in here. That's tight.
You want a flashlight?
Well, might have to go get the ratchet. There. Can everybody see better? Okay. No.
Better they can't see at all.
Somebody put these in pretty tight. All right. I'd have had this out already if it was an ultra cab.
If you would have remembered all the fasteners.
Where's my... Well, help me. There we go. Well, it's stuck sideways. There we go. All right. That's out. You want to take that? We can either put it in the bunk. Don't bump the audience.
Sorry, audience.
All right. Now we got this out. We're going to go ahead and take them visors out. Remember that flat-headed screwdriver? Right here. You can see that? See how them just pop right out? And then you got to kind of weasel them out of there. Now, some of you may be saying, well, I don't know why he just doesn't use a ratchet wrench or something like that, or a impact, to take. No, don't do that on interior stuff. The reason I say that is that's how you strip stuff out. Putting them together, no, you want to use your hand tools. You don't want to use power tools at all. All you're going to do is strip things out. And then you got mad customers and trucks falling apart. And all right, my side's out. What are you waiting for?
Well, I'm not as quick as you.
Now you want to go ahead and mix all them screws together so you don't remember what's what. No, I know what's what because I've had these apart 8,000 times. But them screws, be very careful. This applies to ultra cabs and flat top cabs such as this one. This piece we just pulled off, there's two fingers that slide in here. You have to get this off, you have to take these out, but not the visors. You have to take the clips out though. And on an ultra cab, you don't have these two screws. Flat cab you do, but you still got to take those out, or you will break those fingers right off.
What are you talking about?
Them that slide in here.
Oh, and there isn't any on this.
That holds this whole piece in.
Oh.
So now we're gonna have to this is kind of clipped in there, so you got to kind of pull them down, and we're gonna have to almost bend it. Well, hold on, we got to take this piece off too.
I got a handle.
Yep. So you're gonna need a 30. You gotta pop them covers out, or do you want a ratchet? Is that a Phillips or? There you go.
Well, this isn't very roomy here.
Well, I never said it was going to be roomy.
Can I have that other one?
Yeah, I had it right there. That's probably it. It is hot in here. You got that done yet?
You're dressed like it's the middle of winter.
I know. Normally I have the doors open, but
it's rainy.
Do we have a roof over our heads? It's not going to rain in here.
Rain means cold.
No, it's August. Yep, go ahead and mix them screws in. Now pull your door gasket off. Right here. Just pull. There you go. And then you're going to have to pull that piece off. You could pull this overhead piece out first.
I feel like I'm going to get punched in the eye.
You are not. Them just snap in like such. See how that pulls in? Or pulls out? It kind of tucks behind that. Just, there you go. Just pull on it. All right. So now this piece is kind of tucked behind this windshield, as you can see. We're going to have to kind of get it out from there, but you just bend it down a little bit, ever so slightly in the middle. Don't pull your air horn thing. And normally you'd have to unhook this, but you see somebody cut it already, so we don't have that either. Convenient. Watch everybody's head. All right, there we go. So that's out. So now there's a couple of these rivets we've got to access. But if we pop this out, you're gonna want to, get your wife in the head with it.
Yeah, hit your wife in the head.
Get them out of there. Just stuff them up by the dash here. Now you got access to all your cab lights. these yellow cords we're going to have to tie into. They are pre-wired from the factory with five little plug-ins like that. So we're just actually going to have to cut these, splice in, and run it to a
for the cab lights.
6th and 7th light. But that's going to come in right here. So we now have access to that. We have access to the rivets for the visors. It's actually going to work good. Now, what do we have here? We could actually probably use that, but we'll figure it out. All this, just ignore that. We should be good. All right, so we got that out. Sometimes we could take this overhead out. I don't think we're going to do that today. We can access everything we need just from here. But I wanted to show you guys how fast that comes out. It's not time consuming at all. On a good day, 5 minutes, it's done. Peterbilt's really nice. So, all right. This part is, I guess, how to make my life difficult. Remember when I said 3/8, 10 millimeter, 7/16 for your visor bolts? Well, you'd think a Peterbilt this new would be, the Canadian numbers, metric, but no, it's 3/8. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and take the visor off. We're just taking the visor for now off of the brackets so we can get at the brackets easier. And then we're going to drill the heads off of the brackets from the outside. You got to be careful. I'll kind of bring you in when we do that, but just be careful. It's easier to drill the heads out and you don't make such of a mess on the inside of the interior. Otherwise, you can get at it with grinders and stuff. I mean, that's great too, but it makes a mess. So we're going to go ahead and take the visor off quick and take the brackets off and then go from there. All right, here we are. Broke 2 bolts off already. Remember how I said, the side bolts, they could be different sizes? Well, it's because there's broken off bolts. So now we're going to switch that over. We're going to have to do some grinding, but make sure you don't grind into the visor. We want to save that. All right. We have driver's side, passenger side. They just screw on, like I said, a Phillips screwdriver and a 3/8 wrench. We did get these bolts ground off. I did hit the visor once or twice or enough times, but we can sand that out and you'll never notice. So now we are left with just the brackets up there. We are going to drill out what we can, and the rest we're going to grind off without trying to touch too much. And we'll have them off, and the visor will be ready to go back on. But we're going to do the cab lights before we put the visor on. Like I said, we don't want to. We're going to be leaning over that area. We don't want to scratch it, bend it, any of that. So that's next on the list. Visor brackets are off. There's 3 of them. I had 8 rivets to drill out / grind off. I don't know, you probably couldn't see it, but We could grind a few of the heads of the rivets off up there. We couldn't get a drill bit to them without, well, I guess we could have bent them out of the way, but those don't matter anyways, because chances are if you're going to reuse them, you're going to repaint them, and you can get some of the grinding marks out that way. But what I wanted to express to you is these are the, if you could see them, ends of the rivets that are inside the cab. Grab these out of the cab. Don't just let them fall behind the dash. Don't let them fall on the floor. Just do good work. That's all I'm saying. Grab the stuff and just don't let it fly anywhere. Make sure you get all the rivets out of there, and it makes for a better product for all of us. Just wanted to let you guys know that. But now that the visor's off, we are going to start on the cab lights. So I'm going to take all those bulbs out and we'll get them switched over to glass. I'm not right here. Glass. No. Clear lenses. We've got, let's see here, throw them out. We've got 7 of these to put in so they all will match. And then 2 more cab lights. I will show you kind of what I do as far as measuring, and we'll go from there. All right. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it as far as putting the cab lights on. Now, this is the one we've added. This will be number 6 and 7. We've already got 5 up here. Unfortunately, the trucks that come from the factory that have 5 on, you're not going to maintain the same spacing as it would be from here to here, because we're trying to fit in. So it doesn't look horribly bad, but all we can do is match it, from here to here and here to here. So that's what we're doing. But the easiest way to line these up in the front, this is the way I do them. Grab a level, a 4-foot level, just line them right up on the front. If you could see, they all touch. The lamps all touch.
I gotta come up a step. Hang on, they can't see.
Right.
Try that again.
So all these touch, so we know they're even in the front. That's your hardest. You don't want them too forward or too backwards. So we want to make sure they're lined up in the front. And once we got that, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our tape measure, and this, I always start from a 1, but as long as the number's the same all the way through, so we've got 8 3/4, which would be 7 3/4. So all of our stupid antenna, so if you measure from here to here or here to here, it's the same. And we want to do the same on the back. And then what I do is I tape the boots down. That's why the tape's there. So then I could just pull these off and I could mark the holes. And then being that it's a flat top, most of them now have aluminum roofs, so they're not fiberglass. You're going to want to drill into aluminum with a fairly decent drill bit, and just go slow so it doesn't walk. But basically I'm going to put nutserts in there so I can take and put these on and not have to run a nut down from the inside. We kind of do it so we can just remove it out here if we have to. So we're going to go ahead and mark our holes. We're going to drill one for the wire. Don't forget that. And then before we put these on, I'm going to kind of show you what I do as far as siliconing them. We want to make sure we don't have any leaks. But I'm going to go ahead and get the holes drilled, get everything put, get these lights swapped over, and then I'll show you as far as what we do from here on out. It's simple. It's not that hard to figure out. That's the way I do it. All right. I am up here on top of the truck. Now we've got our nutserts put in. There, here, and here. Now this hole will be for the wires. We're just going to pass down through that hole. And I'm going to show you as far as silicone what I use. Now, you can use this black adhesive sealant. It's just RTV silicone. Doesn't matter. And we're going to put a little around here, a little around here. Same with here. Reason being, once we put this gasket down, it's going to smush down and seal. Same with, I put a little here, a little here, a little here. Not that that matters much, but every little bit I want sealed up because I don't want these holes leaking. Peterbilts have a very common issue of roofs leaking, whether that's windshields or I have seen them leak down there's a vent behind the air cleaner. For your fresh air, they do leak there. Otherwise, your air conditioning will leak. If there's a tube on the firewall down right there, if that one's not breathing freely or draining properly, it will wet your carpet also. But I don't want any of this up here leaking. That's the most vulnerable spot. Somebody put a dent there. That's nice. First noticed that. Anywho. All right. We're going to do this. I'm going to get some silicone laid out and then I will show you as to how I want it done. All right. 3 spots. Just like that. Now we're going to put the gasket on. Excuse me, let me put this on and we're going to silicone the tops of them too. All right. All right. We are done with lights. We're going to move on to the next thing here. These were the side bolts for the visor. We've got 2 different scenarios going on. This bolt broke off on the outside. This bolt broke off on the inside. We need to get rid of this collar so we can push it through. Now I'm going to show you 2 different ways of doing that. Stand by. One is going to be this one, where you're going to use this flapper wheel and we're going to grind on it but not hit the paint. You need to use a brand new wheel because the edges are nice and sharp on it, so we're not dipping into the paint. That's going to be for the one that the bolt is sticking out of a little bit that we had to cut off in the first place. The one that the bolt is sticking into, we're going to use this. We're going to simply just drill the head off of that nutsert so we can pound on it. What we're doing is making it thinner and we're going to push it through. I will show you as soon as I get close here. Well, good morning. It's Saturday. Kind of a ritual for me around here is if I've got time on the weekends, I'll do some work. I did get the cab lights finished up last night, but today I wanted to just get the visor put on and maybe do some small things. I really don't have anything going on, so I take advantage of that. Got a pretty good stereo system here in the shop, so I'm just gonna crank the radio up and do some work and jam out, and I don't know, who knows, maybe we'll get too much done. But anyways, if I got nothing going on, I just kind of come out and relax and just do it as I can. So follow along. Today is a new day. It's Saturday. It's the weekend. All you guys maybe got plans, but I don't. So we're going to get some stuff done and get that visor put on. All right. It's hard to do the work and hold the camera at the same time, but I did swing that arm out of the way. I just unbolted it there and swung it out. But I'm going to show you what I do here. So if I grind on it, I always put tape around it. Not that the tape's going to protect much, but what it will do is warn me that, hey, you're getting close. So you kind of got a backup. But what I'm going to do is the whole point is to try and thin that out. So I'm going to take this chisel and just pound around it. And I should be able to pound it in enough to where I can pound this through the cab onto the other side. This one, I took a drill bit, drilled it out, made that thinner, made this surface thinner, so I can take and do the same thing. I could pound it in and pound it straight through. Just try try it once, see what you think, but that's what I do. You know, people scratch their head as far as, well, how do I get those out? Well, this is how you do it. All right, it's me again. Now, being that I drilled that, I was able to take this punch, or this chisel, and I chiseled the whole end off because it was thin there, so it just broke right off. But what I wanted to do was show you, whoops, over here. See how I kind of bent those edges up? That's loose in there. So now, I should be able to take a hammer and just pound that right in. Same with this one. Pound it straight in. It'll come out the backside. We've got all that apart, so you won't lose it. Just remember to try and find your pieces. You might need a magnet or something to dig them out, but they will come out, and you can go ahead and put two new nutserts in. Stand by for the next step. All right, those are out. Those are all the way through. I can't really see that one through, but they're all the way through. But we want to make sure that we don't drill them holes out any bigger, because the nutserts we're going to put in are actually those same size. So we were able to save the holes, and I'll show you. I'm going to walk over to the toolbox now, and I'm going to show you kind of what we do. There's a few different tools. Here we go.
So Chad, how'd that Saturday getting work done go for you?
So remember when I said Saturday I like to crank the tunes. I like to just be by myself, get some work done, be productive. Yeah, that lasted 10 minutes.
It never happens.
So the neighbor Wayne shows up, and we've been talking about ice racing this winter. So of course he shows up with an S10 that doesn't run, and you know, I'm in the middle of this, I don't even know. But he says it doesn't run. Well, 2 minutes later we had it running, so of course, what did we do? We celebrated. And we don't need much of a reason to celebrate in the state of Wisconsin, so well, we did it pretty good, I guess.
The black marks at the end of the driveway show.
Yeah. So today is Monday. You know, yesterday was just a low key. We did some family things, and today's Monday. We're getting started back up at it anyways. So I did get the rivets out. Now, these are what they look like.
Hold on. Okay.
You know, there ain't much left of them by the time you get them out, but hey, they come out in one piece. Now, as I said before, don't leave these lay in the truck. They're just gonna rattle. So take them out. Now, these are what they look like. This is a new one. This is a, when you crush them down, that's what they look like. See how they kind of sandwich themselves in? So I've got like 4 different tools, and this is the first one of choice. Basically, you put a wrench on here and you turn this in. Well, let's just turn it around. Turn this in, and that'll crush this down. This is a pretty low budget tool. Works. It works. For the do-it-yourselfer, it works. You want to spend a little more money. This is, I've used this for a long time. Basically, you put your nutsert on this, you hold this in one place, this ratchets itself down in, crushes the nutsert. Used it.
What brand is that?
I don't know, the box is over there. Like Pop Rivet or something. It's a pop rivet 210 or something it's called. Anyway, this is kind of, it's a Marson. This basically, okay, nutsert's on it. Put it down in the hole. Go like this. Unthread it. This stays in the hole. It's crushed. It's a one-time, one-shot deal. But I actually use this quite a bit still to this day. Now what I've kind of moved up to is the bad boy. Pneumatic. It's a lot quicker if you're going to do a lot of them. Plug your air hose in here from your air compressor. Spin your nutsert on. Basically, you got forward and reverse. So you're going to forward it down in, it's going to suck itself in. crush down, you're gonna hit reverse, it's gonna back itself out, nutsert's gonna stay in the hole. This is a lot quicker, a lot more efficient for us that do this almost every day. But just wanted to show you kind of what we do. We're gonna go ahead and get these put in so we can get the visor put on today. And the windshield trim and whatever else I didn't get done on Saturday. All right?
Sounds good.
Sound good?
Yeah, get to work.
Okay. Okay, nutserts are in. Now, there's a reason I did this, and most of you guys are gonna say, well, you need to put rivets in there. I'm not putting rivets in. Reason being, all these are nutserts. So we're gonna bolt them, the whole visor on. These hold just as tight as rivets. Reason being I did this is because if we've got to change these, all we got to do is unbolt the visor. We don't have to cut rivets or any of that baloney. So I'm doing this to save a step for the sorry SOB that's got to change these windshields. I hate changing Peterbilt windshields. So all the nutserts are in. We're gonna go ahead. The side ones are in. The visor is ready to go back on. First, though, we've got to clean all this so we can get our windshield trim stuck onto here. I'm gonna blow all this off, but clean this with some mineral spirits or some enamel cleaner of some sort. Whatever you got, wax, grease remover, that all works, but we're gonna go ahead and put this trim on. Then we can go ahead and put these brackets on. So we can put a visor on. But as you can see, if the visor is this big, you can't change a windshield with this visor on. That's why, basically, like I said, we're gonna be able to unbolt the whole thing as one piece, and you can get at it just like this. It's gonna save a step in the future. All right, visor's on. Windshield trim's on. Cab lights are on. Next, we've got air cleaner lights. So, got everything pre-wired. We've got the rears, we've got the fronts, and we also got the Y harness. Very handy to have. So, always remember to have that if you're gonna do something like this. These are pre-wired. There is a factory connector we can hook right into and make it pretty simple. So we're gonna go ahead and get these put on, and then we'll show you that. Should take me about an hour. I'm just giving you a roundabout number, but they're actually pretty easy. All right, I think that's a wrap for those. To get those on, right there. So we finally got the 8 pieces in, and I will show you here shortly what we were waiting for the cab and sleeper panels, because this truck's kind of a, well, it's normal now, but people got to think a little bit when they order cab and sleeper panels, because there's a few different ways of ordering them because of how your truck is configured. I'll show you that here. Just let me flip the camera around. I can't talk today. We do have the pieces laid out. We were waiting on that piece and that piece. One's wider, one's narrower. And we have the cab panels and we have the sleeper panels right there. So I'm going to show you. You've got to pay attention putting this together. This piece right here would actually go on the passenger side, and it's got a fatter, I guess, bottom side it would be that mounts, and I'll show you why here. So we're going to take this wider piece. After we take this, mount it to the bottom of the cab. That goes right in here. Now you've got all this purple piece comes off, but then you've got a big gap right here, and that's what that wider piece is for. That goes in here. It's a cowl piece that mounts to the bottom of the cab panel. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna show you, the reason we have the narrower one is because this truck has a DPF box on this side. Now, the truck did come with functioning stacks. The truck's how old, by the way, but the way it was ordered, we don't have, there's not enough gap here to fit a 3-inch light bar. So what they want you to do is kind of take that piece, flip it around, and it actually mounts to this. Now, that's not the way I kind of do things. I would find a way to lower that and then put one on the other side. That's just me, but this is what the customer provided. So anyways, we have a narrower cowl panel for right here. We're gonna take that purple piece off, which it is damaged, by the way. He said it was. He said it flipped down and was rubbing on the road. So that explains why that was ground off, but we're gonna replace that anyways. We don't need that. So that piece is coming off. We gotta mount the cab panel to that piece first, and then we can mount that stainless cowl piece, and then we can go ahead and do the sleeper panels. Those are super easy. So I will go ahead and get them mounted up, and then I think we're done. But we'll see what else. Maybe there's something else that we can throw on in here quick, or he's got other ideas. I don't know. But for the most part, we'll be done. All right, I have the passenger side all buttoned up, boxes back together. We do have everything completed. Now, I want to show you. We do have everything tied up nice and neat with the wires. You can kind of see them there. You want to keep those out of the way. All right, but I also wanted to show you, most of these trucks, it was tied up right in here somewhere. There is a factory connector, and it goes down, it's right here. That plugs actually right into these lights. They come pre-wired, and I'm gonna show you on the other side, kind of also where to look. So there's a big ball of wires that were just kind of tied up in here like that. And I know they're in there, so I just cut the zip tie so I can show you guys, but they're a little dusty, but this is the connector you're gonna want. And it's actually labeled, let's see if I get it here. Left-hand cab sleeper lights. That's what you want. And then we should be able to plug that in right back here. Plug all those in, but I do have to tuck some wires up yet. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna start back here and zip tie them all forward. Just go forward with them. Join into that, and then join into that factory harness.
Did you get them lights on, Chad?
Yes, they are on. They all work. They're tied up. I think, well, the truck's done technically, but we're waiting for, remember when I said there might be something else we could do to it? There's one thing that really bothers me. You know what it is?
Yeah, because everybody that's walked in the shop has kind of commented on it.
Yeah. Right, you want to show it right here. These bad boys. So, I don't know who likes them, but I think the guy drives a Hyundai or something. I don't know. They're bad. So I got new ones coming. They're gonna match the visor. Those are on their way. So I've got to take these off yet, which I won't let it leave here with them on anyways, but the owner of the truck, Eric, says he wants us to save them because he's gonna put them on his own personal truck, so I've got to get them off in one piece. So I don't know, I think we can do it. And then we're gonna get rid of the mirror on the other side that sticks, that's right here.
They have a mirror over there too?
Yeah, you know the one you hit your head on all the time? That one.
Well, we're not all as tall as you are.
But I'm gonna go ahead and I think I've got to drill these rivets out. No big deal, but remove this. But I've got to get these off in one piece because, well, Eric told me to save them, so he put them on his truck.
Okay.
Then we're gonna do a final video and the truck is done. It's been here long enough.
Yeah, it would fit in the fleet though. I mean, it's got the right colors.
Well, the purple's a little off by a shade, but I mean, I'd make it work.
Well, it's better than any other color.
Well, of course, yeah.
But
Yeah.
all right. Well, we'll get them visors off. What are you doing?
Got these off
Yeah.
in one piece.
Nice work.
All because Eric said he wants to put them on his personal truck. So we're going to put them on his personal truck for him, whenever he brings it.
Oh,
But anyways, we're saving them. We
Yep.
got the new ones on. Not that I'm a fan of window chops at all, but that's the way it should be. See how it matches this line in the visor?
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I mean, I guess it works out.
Looks better.
Just a little addition, and I guess we have to say goodbye to this one.
Yeah. We've been teasing everybody with green on our previews.
Yeah.
This isn't green.
That's a way better color than green.
I think you've been multitasking, I think is what that means.
Yeah, for once.
Yeah.
For once.
Yeah.
We're going to do the same thing today. We're going to triple task.
Yeah.
Get this out. We got a golf cart to work on. We've got your
My
little
car.
Saturn beater car that I hate cars.
Chad hates my car that I bought, but I love my going to town car because
it shifts hard and
well, and Josie can get in it. She likes it, so we got to have that.
And then we got to save the best for last. What are we going to work on?
Drum roll. I need some help.
The plow truck.
Oh yeah, gosh, that's exciting.
Yeah,
I can't hardly handle it.
So it's what is it? August?
Yeah.
End of August. It's going to be snowing in a couple weeks, so we got to get.
You shush your mouth. Yeah, Buster, he's talking terrible. So back to this one. Chad put some accessories on, as you guys seen.
Yep.
Had
to wait for some parts, but we got them all. But they're on. They're on.
Looks much nicer.
Yeah. He's got to take it back home and address. He's got a couple little hydraulic leaks. He's got a wet kit on this thing for pulling end dumps. So he's got to get that fixed. I think he's going to pick it up in a few days. So we'll get it moved outside. We need this bay for working on stupid cars.
Now.
Hey, whatever.
Good deal. Well, I think it turned out nice.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I think
so.
I think it looks good. Looks ready to roll.
These were a little bit different. I'm used to mounting them to the bottom of the cab, but they're upside down. But in my opinion,
and the reason
this is the way they want them like this because of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to kind of describe that? So we got these in, and Chad puts on a lot of parts, but it took quite a bit of checking into. I don't know. Did you?
Well, you would think, this would get flipped around, this would get bolted to this, because that's the picture that was kind of sent to me. We got to clean some fingerprints off.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
So I bolted that to the bottom, and I'm like, well, then this stuck way down here. Well, that ain't right. So, all right, this has got to go up higher. And I figured it out with a few pictures, because, the instructions don't tell you anything. No. So you just got to figure it out on your own.
And it's kind of nice we fed off of each other with that one because you were frustrated.
It was.
And sometimes when you're looking at stuff, you dig into it, you overlook the obvious. And once he started talking it out, I really wasn't any help. But once you started talking it through, then it started coming to you.
Yeah. So, visor, the cab lights, we added another cab light on each side. So we got a total of 7. The visor, all these parts are Phoenix parts. I don't know where he got them, but they were all Phoenix parts, but the window chops are Iowa Customs, and it's kind of weird how everything kind of works together, so to speak.
That's how it should be, right?
Yeah. So we got everything done, and just another truck out of the shop. So we can
good deal.
Move on to the next thing. I've got to get couple little things done yet. and then we're going to move on to a pretty big project, and that's going to take the better part of probably 3-4 months.
Yeah.
So
We actually have 2 big projects coming. So we
yeah,
appreciate all the comments. We appreciate what everybody has said so
yeah.
far. If you want to follow us for 2 more big projects, we don't know when to say no when we should. So we
What's
said
this
yes.
we? You could say no, but I can't.
That's a very true statement.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
after that, we're going to take a little time off because the customer stuff, not that we work on customer stuff, but I got so many people calling wanting simple stuff done. And I'm like, I'm booked till April next year. I can't help you physically. I can't.
yeah.
So, we're going to try and change that a little bit. And plus I got a lot of my own projects that it's time. So let's just make some time and say no. I guess we're going to practice
I can't
that.
wait to see.
Yeah.
He's got no problem telling me no, but he can
Right.
tell
You
everybody
tell me
else.
no all the time. Hey, can I get this, honey? No. Can I have this? No. All right.
I can say no. I don't bother.
Anyways,
Yeah.
back on track here.
Yeah. All right. Well, this turned out nice. You did a good job. And follow us for more to come. We'll finish this other little project hopefully today, if not early next week, and get that one out.
We have to because there's a truck show coming.
There is, and
Then it has to
we
be
kind of need it there.
done
Yeah.
for a truck show.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Well, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram.
Please, yes. Like, please.
Or on Facebook or our website, berrytrucking.com. If you have any inquiries on anything else, by all means, reach out. We'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.